forgotten about this unit, which is rather a major mistake. It means my rail lines have been a lot further back than they could have been. In the centre there's some partisans up there, so we'll send some security units up to hunt them. See, the partisans are causing a few problems to me at the moment, but nothing too major. Right, that's pretty much all the movement I can do apart from checking for mobile units. So, I've just pressed F2 to switch to rail mode, and I can now ship my guys pretty much into Russia. I don't really use much of my rail cap as Germany, because at this stage there's very little I can actually well, all my troops are pretty much where I want them. That's Army Group North, which has got loads of little units off trying to repair as much rail line as possible. So yeah, did this like that. As you can see, they're off doing that automatically. So in the back lines it will slowly sort out all the rail line, but your controllable units are the core ones. I'll put an air landing unit there. So this is pretty much just a check section of my turn. Making sure I haven't forgotten anything key. Make sure as many units are in supply as possible. That unit should not be up there. Let's move that round. So, problem is my units are quite spread out, which is causing all sorts of logistical hardships. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these guys to a closer unit, which in this case will be 5th Corps. It's going to use up some admin points, but I have tons of admin points. So, you with the other unit. Put you to the Panzer Corps. Right. So they're better supplied. Okay. I'm just going to now have a look at some of my... Okay. So it's cost me 10,000 men this turn, but I've managed to take out about 180,000 Russians. Air losses are starting to get heavier for me than the Russians. I've lost quite a few level bombers this turn. Russians have lost some fighters mainly. And I've managed to take out 18 units, but I've lost a unit of my own. Apparently the morale, the HQ for the Hungarians was destroyed. That will reform itself. The Russians have mainly lost rifle units with a couple of brigades in there. As you can see from these numbers here, it's fairly common what they've been losing. The first few turns were a lot nicer, but I've managed to keep a steady loss rate up for them. Total wise, I've taken out 46 armoured divisions and 21 motorised divisions. All I've lost really is a few core, like HQ units, where they've ended up a bit too close to the front when I've been moving units, and that's pretty much just a like a turn error. If you move an if a HQ unit is in a stack first, if you don't move it, stack with combat units, if you don't move it first, it will move the armoured units first, and then your HQ will get destroyed or pushed back in the line, which is rather annoying, as you may guess. So my front's looking fairly good there. I've got one unit out of supply here, and if I just move my HQs in a bit closer, apparently they all go out of supply. That's useful. So where's it? 11th Army. I'm not entirely sure what's happening there. Might be something to do with the rail lines. Yeah, they've got no rail down there. Supplies are having to be trucked in. Okay. At the moment the Russians at number 4.2 million. Germans are 3.9, so that Russian number is increasing rapidly at the moment. The main army is von Klug, and as you can see he's fairly high in all levels. I'm doing quite well, 760 victories for 122 defeats. So yeah, this game does actually model that for every single commander. If I go down to, say, just the Panzer Corps up here, no, sorry, got to go to HQ unit. Manstein is apparently commanded the 4th Panzer, 33 victories, 24 defeats. So, not too bad. What I'll do now is actually I'll just start off the turn and see what the Russians do. Russians are doing a bit of air recon and moving a few troops around, and they're making an attack on our forces. That's fairly brave for them, but they've used about 4 units in that attack. I'm actually going to take these up to 3 to give us a bit more time. So yeah, a bit of a Russian offensive near Moscow and on the Romanians, as I expected. Yes, there goes the first Romanian unit. This is where I'm going to get hit hard when the winter comes. Our bombers are making use of themselves and the Russians are moving back in, causing a few more problems. It's actually quite an active turn for the Russians. Normally they just sit there and take it at this stage. I suppose it's because we're into winter.